Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm going to be talking how drones started and what a drone exactly is. Drones have been one of the most popular breakthroughs in the lower budget productions and media sources across the world. The question comes to mind that, what is a drone? So, the simplest way to describe a drone is that it is a vehicle that can be operated from as close as 10 feet to as far as continent to continent. Some people may ask, when did drones start? The history of drones have been a shady and clouded history, with many individuals not sure as to when the drones were first created. The earliest idea of drones dates back to World War I. This was when a drone was considered a plane that was manually guided and targeted to drop at a certain rate, almost like a missile. This idea and first concept of a drone led to the creation of things like the MQ-9 Reaper that carry out today's missions across the seas. By the 1990s, the US government finally had a drone in which they were able to spy on other countries. These early drones were remotely operated and did not possess missiles and were only used for surveillance. The drones that were just created for surveillance had a short life as unarmed vehicles. The CIA had been flying unarmed drones over Afghanistan since 2000. It began to fly armed drones after the September 11th attacks in New York City and the Pentagon. While the history of military drones has been cloudy, the history of drones for entertainment and media purposes has been very recent. The popularity of drone usage on platforms like Vimeo and YouTube sparked around 2013 and peaked in 2016. One specific YouTuber that comes to mind is Casey Neistat. Neistat uploaded a daily video showing his life and what he was doing every day. He had a passion for filmmaking and always was willing to push the envelope of what you can do with the tools you have. He was the first person to introduce drone cinematography into his daily video series, and every other popular YouTuber or daily vlogger has followed.
Hello, my name is Julian Polifrone, and I'm going to discuss how drones work. Now, depending on the drone that you have, depends on how the drone is powered. Some drones utilize battery power to turn propellers. The average battery life for a drone tends to be 12 minutes. Higher-end battery-powered drones typically last for 25 minutes. The more powerful the battery, however, the more weight is placed upon the drone. This restrains the altitude the drone can get to. Newer and pricier drones are equipped with full-blown jet engines. Drones need a controller to take flight, which can come in the form of smartphones, tablets, and gamepad-like controllers. These controllers utilize radio waves to communicate with the drones. Many drone controllers also use Wi-Fi, which can be transmitted on a 2.4 gigahertz spectrum, which is the radio wave spectrum that drones run on. The GPS chip built into drones into drones allows the controller to find its location. It also documents the aircraft's takeoff spot in the event that it needs to return unassisted. A drone's onboard sensors detect the altitude that it's at and allows the device to stay in place when it is hovering. Drones are programmed to automatically land slowly. If they were to land too quickly, they would end up sinking into their own washers of their propellers. Now I'm going to discuss how it stands out from other similar technology. Now, while drones are quite similar to their predecessors, the remote control helicopters, they have a few crucial features that set them apart. What truly makes the two airborne devices different is that drones possess a certain amount of autonomy, which allows them to fly, hover, or navigate without input from a pilot. Another contrasting detail between the two is that drones have multiple rotors, while RC helicopters have significantly less. Even though RC copters can have multiple propellers, consumer drones, which are those that are not used by the government or military, need them in order to achieve the level of control necessary for the unmanned device to be self-reliant.
Hi, my name's Kelly Luton, and I'm going to talk to you today about the advantages, disadvantages, and some of the benefits to society that drones offer. As with any new technology, drones offer a multitude of advantages and disadvantages, as well as benefits to society. A major advantage of the drone is its ability to be controlled remotely, specifically for military or other tactical projects. Instead of completing this task with a manned vehicle or on foot, a drone allows for the pilot to remain back on land, which allows them to navigate more difficult areas or hard-to-reach places. Not only are they inexpensive for recreational use, being sold in stores like Walmart, Target, and other places, drones have a lower cost for military projects as well. While some of the major advantages of drone use are its accessibility and surveillance features, these can also be considered a disadvantage. Being purchased at such low costs, anybody can fly drones anywhere they want, such as public spaces, out near airports, places like that. This has brought about issues of privacy violation. So since drones are still new technology, the Federal Aviation Authority, or FAA, is struggling to determine how many rules and regulations for drone flight will actually work between residential, commercial, and governmental use. As with many of the FAA's rules for flight being still rather ambiguous, one major disadvantage for drone flight is the current level of privacy violations that occur. Without clear rules governing them, it makes it difficult for the government to decide how they want to go about these processes. Moving on to the benefits of society, drones are capable of assisting law enforcement and military on any number of tasks. This can be used to save lives. With surveillance capabilities that allow flight over remote locations, drones are able to assist in finding missing persons in hard-to-reach areas or scope out disaster zones. Simply put, drones can go places and do things that might be risky for any person to do in a manned vehicle or on foot.
The future of drones. Drones originally were expensive with larger technical designs. However, the present-day model of drones have made it more user-friendly with easier to design. This leads to a drone being used more frequently and for broader use. As we know, drones are typically used in the military to gather information and for combat use. However, in the future, drones are changing the calculus for counterinsurgency in domestic warfare. But in the future, drones might change war fought by nation against other nation. However, what's most exciting is the ability for drones to be used in the commercial sectors. Also, for instance, farmers would like to use drones to collect data about irrigation and pesticides. Drones can also be used for archaeology. For instance, the thermal image enables the researcher to see beneath the desert floors, thus seeing if there are any items or of use. Even in terms of internet, Facebook intends to use high-altitude flyers as part of a network of linked satellites. Furthermore, drones can also be used for humanitarian purposes. Drones can deliver vaccines and other critical medical supplies to remote locations in the developing world. However, with the increase of drones for future use, there's also a possibility to use drones for illegal activities. People in prison can use drones to deliver cell phones, contrabands, and other items. In terms of the conversation surrounding drones, the use of drones has not been without controversy. In fact, the UN refers to drones as the weapon of choice. Ben Emerson issued a report into drone strikes and civilian casualties and found that increased use of remotely piloted aircrafts has caused disproportionate civilian casualties. However, the report wasn't in regards to the use of drones specifically, but it was in regards to the lack of transparency that plagued the use of drones.
Hi guys, I'm Parker. I'm going to be talking about drones as a communication tool. Drones have become the newest technology to forge its way into the heart of the media. This new technology can be used as a communication tool in many different corners of the communication industry. Drones have had a huge impact on the filming industry. They are giving filmmakers around the world a way to enhance their movies with higher quality camera shots for far less than they have previously cost. Shots that are now being captured with drones used to have to be captured with helicopters. The cost difference between the two is outstanding. While the average cost for a day of filming in a helicopter is $30,000, the average cost for a film crew for a drone for one day of filming is only $12,000. The cost difference isn't the only thing that's causing large movies such as Skyfall to make the switch. Drones on average are less than 1/4 of the size of a helicopter. This allows for cinematographers to be able to get shots that they were not able to get before. This also helped live events such as a Super Bowl halftime show to provide higher quality shots from angles that were not previously available to them. Sports are another benefactor of the size of the drone, as networks are now able to provide bird's-eye view shots of players and more detailed coverage of sporting events. Not only do drones give filmmakers more flexibility with camera shots and cost, but they are also safer. Helicopters are manned aircraft, and if there were to be some sort of malfunction with the helicopter, you would expect someone to be hurt or worse, killed. Drones, however, are remote controlled, so if they were to malfunction, no one would be hurt, and all you have to do is clean up the debris. Large companies such as Facebook and Google are starting to use drones to improve internet connection. Facebook recently started Project Aquila. This project has a goal to connect everyone in the world, a goal that is fairly hard to accomplish due to developing countries that don't have access to the internet. However, Facebook believes that drones may be the tool for the job, as Facebook plans to deploy 5G Wi-Fi capable drones to developing countries in order to connect everyone in the world. This would allow people who have never had easy access to the internet to be able to share their point of view of world events, as well as have access to information that was not previously available to them. Facebook isn't the only company to be testing drones in this field. Google has a Skybender project that plans to use drones to upgrade their current services. What Google wants to do is to use drones to deliver 5G Wi-Fi to their customers. This would be a significant upgrade over the current 4G Wi-Fi, as 5G Wi-Fi is 40 times faster. This would be a huge jump in the internet speed to the average customer and would make the internet market more competitive.
My name is Erica, and I'm talking about how communicators can profit using drones. Today, the Federal Aviation Administration has allowed over 5,300 permits for drones being used commercially. Approximately 2,100 of these permits were arranged for companies associated with real estate. One of the most rewarding factors of this permission is the agency predicts real estate to cover roughly 22% of the highest markets, with the most prevalent purpose being for aerial footage to showcase homes. Drones are officially influencing the next advancement in marketing for real estate property. This type of photography has the ability to present possible buyers various details of the property, such as aerial views of the land of the property, the distance from home and school or work, etc., what the neighborhood is surrounded by, and the amenities and even the local improvement districts that the buyer pays taxes to.
Hi, I'm Andrew Melito, and I'm going to talk about how drones are advancing the field of technology. With the rise of drones in our current society, to the point where truly anyone can gain access to a drone of their own in some form, the number of different ways that can advance not only the field of communication technology, but numerous other fields of technology seems to grow increasingly endless. As a communication tool, drones are changing the way we exchange goods and information both physically and digitally. In terms of physical exchanges, Amazon.com has already announced that the company plans to deliver packages through the use of drones, and as consumer/business-grade drones grow in size, the potential for delivery of larger objects rises as well. Other companies have announced similar plans, such as the use of UAVs to handle in-house jobs, such as various warehouse operations that would make work cheaper and more efficient. Drones can also change the way we exchange digital information, such as photographic images or video. Consumer-grade drones are often outfitted with cameras, or have the capability to attach external cameras that can be used for anything from recreational aerial photography to more professional photography for films, television, photojournalism, etc. An article from the Washington Post explains that Dubai has experimented with a drone capable of transporting single passengers weighing up to 220 pounds, as well as a small suitcase, to distances up to 31 miles away at speeds of 62 miles per hour, and plans to make the service available to the public in July of 2017. The capabilities of drones carrying humans is still in a relatively basic state, of course, but as technology continues to improve, so too will the ability to utilize drones as transportation vehicles. In the same vein, as drones continue to advance, all new ways they can be utilized to advance various fields of technology will continue to come to fruition in the coming years.